my eyeballs dried out. You know,
I don't wear contacts because I am a perfect specimen.
Because you're the Ubermensch.
Got great vision, hearings off the charts, phenomenal fitness. Yeah.
Your hearing is off the charts. I don't know about your listening, though. Oh, hey, we are on.
Man, your acting could use some work. I gotta point that out since we're coming at people. All these commercials you're in, you would think that you could pretend like you didn't.
Oh, have we seen that? Wait, are they out yet? Are the new commercials out?
No, but what just came out there? Was that a cat's paw? Can we see that again?
Oh yeah, I like the cat's paw.
I don't like the cat's paw. I don't like it.
Oh wait. Oh, I just realized something.
What?
Alabaster, is this the last show before like the break?
No, we have a show on Monday.
Oh, okay. Relatedly, may not be on that show Monday. Made some big plans for Thanksgiving.
Well, just take your computer wherever you're going. Take your computer.
That's true.
All right.
That's true. From an Airbnb, I've done that before. I might need to do it from the bathroom if there's not like a true 2-bedroom setup.
Save that when we get to Paul Pierce. Save the bathroom talk, please.
You don't need a bathroom.
So,
or if you don't need a bedroom.
Again, Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
That's true.
You don't need a bedroom either.
Technically. Oh, God. This is no way to celebrate International Men's Day, Domonique.
Oh, is that what today is?
No, yes,
I thought
Mina.
that was every day.
Oh my God!
How did Mina not wish us happy International
I'm
Men's
so
Day?
ashamed of myself for not wishing you happy International Men's Day. That's a
we only get one
oversight
day a
on my part.
year. It's one day a year, and you couldn't even remember.
I know. I'm sorry.
Man.
I feel like since it's International Men's Day, we should do what we always do, which is talk football with the two of you using more time than me.
Alabaster.
All right.
I don't think that's true, but
yeah, it's actually not true. Yeah, it's actually not true.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good joke.
It's time for trending topics.
Jokes over facts.
All right, Pablo and Domonique. Should the Patriots be viewed as the favorites in the AFC?
Fellow man, would you like to go first?
I would. I would like to go first, fellow man. No.
Care to explain yourself?
No, I don't want to take up more time than you, Mina, so no.
Okay, I'm repeating myself a little bit here because yesterday I dropped this take on Around the Horn, but I would like to expand on it, and I would like to hear your guys' thoughts.
Okay, hold on. Just I was on Around the Horn with you, so please throw some spice into this take. I'm just gonna reheat old takes. Why did I come?
I thought it was a great and accurate take, which is the Patriots don't have the highest ceiling in the AFC, but they have the highest floor. Like, you know how there have been all these weirdo... Don't roll your eyes at me. You know I'm right, Dominique.
That wasn't an eye roll. Right. That was a computation and then a head shake, a nod. I agree. You're right.
Well, I think an eye roll maybe amongst non-Patriots fans is merited, right? Given the fact that the freaking Patriots are at it again. But, you know, like there's been all these weirdo AFC upsets. The Bills losing to the Jaguars, the Ravens losing to the Dolphins, even the Jets beating the Titans a few weeks ago. And we can talk about the Titans because I think they're probably pertinent to this topic. The Patriots, like, I trust them not to do that. I don't think that they have a ceiling as high as the Chiefs and the Bills, whom I think are more likely to win a Super Bowl than the Patriots. I'll say that wrong. But I also think they're less likely to blow it, in part because they have the best defense in the AFC. I mean, it's really between them and the Bills, and we're going to get like actual answer to this question in December when those two teams play twice. One,
two answers,
on
yes.
Monday Night Football. Check it out on ESPN. But for now, to me, like they're the most reliable team in the AFC. I don't know if that's a cop-out, but it's how I feel.
I like how Mina advertised a show that's watched by like 15 million people on a bad week. Debatable gives you our blessing, Monday Night Football.
They have two separate broadcasts, don't they? Like, I don't think that they need us giving them plugs. So they'll take it, though, I'm sure. They're definitely not the favorites. Favorites would suggest that they are going to win, and I would be willing to put some money on that, or at least put my claim on it, which I don't think so. Like, I think they're I wouldn't even say very good team. I think they're a good team. and they play smart and conservative football, which is not surprising considering their track record. But they certainly are not the favorites. I would still go with the Bills as being a better team than that. I think you mentioned the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs, I would feel more confident that the Chiefs might make a run to Super Bowl, even considering how bad they have been, because to the point Mina made in her reheated take, their ceiling is higher. We saw what the Chiefs can be, and they can do that. Then they are probably the best team in the AFC if they can get back to what they were before and find a way to get Juan Thornhill on the field as much as possible and play some better defense. So that is the case. But the AFC is a mess, and reliability sometimes, certain seasons, and this feels like one of those seasons, reliability is something that goes undervalued, but it's nice to have. Pablo?
Oh, wait, why are we turning the Patriots into like the Honda Civic of NFL teams?
Because
it's reliable. They have a high floor. They're safe. I mean, what this defense did. I mean, I like that I get to celebrate this full-throatedly because you guys have tried to minimize them. What they have done is not just destroy their opponents, right? They haven't allowed a touchdown in like almost 20 straight drives now or something like that. It's crazy.
Yes.
What they're doing... 19, thank you. What they're doing is destabilizing their opponents. Like they're destroying the household. They're destroying the household, a problem which we should all acknowledge on International Men's Day. What they're doing is they're knocking out quarterbacks, right? They picked off 3 different quarterbacks here. An entire depth chart got incinerated, right? So Matt Ryan, okay, guess what? You're in trouble now. Hey, Baker Mayfield, guess what? You're injured. Now you're in trouble. Should they get rid of Baker Mayfield in the offseason? That's the conversation that happened. Somehow Justin Herbert emerged like the best out of all of this. And after that game, we all agreed that was the worst I think we've ever seen Justin Herbert. Before that, what happened? Right? Who do they play? The New York Jets and a rookie quarterback that after they played the Patriots, everyone was like, I don't know if this guy can even play in the NFL anymore. That's what this defense is doing to teams. That to me is incredibly, it's emotionally arousing.
Oh.
It's a little bit ironic because Pablo's been mansplaining on International Men's Day, but the Pats, Dominique, I don't know if you've noticed this, are playing more zone and less man. And I think that's what impresses me so much about this team. That was the worst. Okay, right. That's what's impressed me so much about this team is
it was
Bill
the
Belichick
earnestness of the attempt, though, that I really found
doing what he has always done, which is making adjustments as the season goes along, given the personnel that they have. This is why the Patriots are so terrifying. I would say that it's between them and the Bills for the best defense, although it's a very different style of defense, and it'll be, again, fun to watch these two teams play. I think the Patriots have played a higher level of competition than the Bills defense, which makes them a little bit to evaluate at this point. But, this is a defense that coming into the season, Dominique, you and I had a conversation. We did a podcast. Who will be the NFL's 10 best defenses? And we enthusiasm cautiously about the Patriots. Then, beginning of season, they come out. No Stephon Gilmore. They lose Jonathan Jones. The pass rush is a little bit all over the place. They seem to have figured it out by now. Like the defense on the back end, like I said, they're playing more zone. They're keeping everything in front of them. And then the pass rush is getting home without blitzing. They do use a lot of simulated pressures and trickery and stunts and stuff up front. But they look like one of the better front sevens in the – let me rephrase that. They look like the best front seven in the NFL. I'll say it. I feel that way.
I know you remember that I was very high on Barmore, even though I'd only watched like 12 of his college snaps, and somehow he's managed to turn those 12 college snaps into every snap in the NFL. So I'm happy. And I think that is part of the reason why we like them, is because their coaching staff puts those guys in positions to make plays. I know it's cliche, but it happens to be the case, and it's harder to do than I think we give it credit for. And they ask the guys to do the things that they're good at, and they're really good at. And the important thing about the secondary is they're so flexible. They're good at a lot of things, which allows them to adapt. But the tough thing that you're right, Pablo and Mina, the defense is outstanding, but I'm having a hard time accepting that a defense can carry a team the way that you would need it to in the modern NFL. Like, they've changed all the rules in a way that make it so that you have to have a really good offense. And if you look over the course of the last several seasons, the teams that are standing in the end, like the cliche of defense wins championships, that thing doesn't really hold up anymore. Like, mediocre defense and great offense, that wins championships. But great defense and mediocre offense, I'm not sure if it can.
That's a good point.
But this year, it feels like because what it comes down to is a great offense is going to probably outplay a great defense. The good thing that the Patriots have right now is there really feels like there aren't very many great teams or great offenses, consistently great offenses, but they're going to face one in the playoffs at some point, and I don't know if they're going to be able to hold up, and Mac Jones is not going to win a shootout.
Can I go on a tangent here?
Love it. You don't have to ask.
I was going to say, I object to simply that you asked for permission.
So while I was watching Mac Jones and Matt Ryan and sort of the very disparate situations that they were in last night, I remembered when I was a senior in college. And so like there were really hard requirements for taking math classes early on. I suffered through them. I suck at math. And then by the time I was a senior, they got rid of those requirements for the freshmen. So the freshmen got to come in and freaking coast without taking, exponents. That's not a class, but whatever. Stuff that I was really bad at. That's how I feel like Matt Ryan must have felt watching Mac Jones last night. Like freaking Matt Ryan was just terrorized all night long. The poor man could barely walk. Meanwhile, every time he limped over to the sideline, he got to watch Mac Jones basically operate like bumper bowling mode, which again, this is not shade to Mac Jones. We are simply commenting on the reality of what we saw. He's a good quarterback. He's playing well, but good God, it was easy for him relative to Matt Ryan. And I feel like Matt Ryan must have been so bitter watching that.
Domonique, the only thing I object to there is the idea that cannot be shade. That has to be shade. You can't give someone the child's version of a game. And by the way, this...
Hold on. It's actually the perfect analogy because just because the bumpers are there doesn't mean you need to use them. So the bumpers are there. That's how it could still be a compliment. Is he's throwing strikes, but he doesn't have the pressure of thinking that a gutter ball is coming. It's actually a higher level analogy. I think it just went over your head because you didn't get a full night's rest or something.
What you're deciding to do beyond alluding to the confession I made to you before we even got on air about how I slept on the couch with my contacts in and lost power to my AirPods, which is why I have this whole janky Gundam cockpilot seat set up here.
Oh, gosh.
Beyond all of that,
God,
what you're trying to do, you're trying to sow dissension in the Patriots. You're trying to tell Mac Jones, hey, you know what? You don't need the bumpers. You don't need the training wheels. You should be able to search any site on the internet that you want, even if your parents don't trust you to navigate all of this on incognito mode.
I actually think this is this is an important conversation that kind of goes back to the original question, which is, should the Patriots be viewed as the favorites? They are not calling an offense right now that indicates they have faith in Mac Jones to make plays. At times, there's been times where they have. In this particular game, it looked like, they were pretty much a lot of early down runs. They didn't go, a lot of very conservative play calling. And to me, that's a less of an indictment on Mac Jones and more of a shot across the bow at Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels. Do they have faith in Mac Jones to make this offense more explosive? Because I don't think Mac Jones is incapable of that. I have seen him deliver some impressive third down throws, including a couple in this game. So I think, the question, can the Patriots actually win the AFC? To me, it's less about the defense and whether this coaching staff believes Mac Jones can do that.
Yeah, and they're going to have to at some point. I think that in recent weeks, they haven't had to. So they're not, you can tell that Bill Belichick is a more conservative coach, and he's not going to ask his players to, he's not looking to show how smart, and I guess Josh McDaniels also, not looking to show how explosive and smart he is offensively as much as they're looking to wait for you to blow it, and teams keep blowing it. But the 100%. The real question that a smarter producer would have written is about when they get it. Okay, never mind. I'm not a smarter producer. It's being really hard.
Say it. What's the question?
Wait.
What's the question?
The real question. Go ahead, Pablo.
No, what I was going to point out is that a couple things, as I throw a life preserver to you as you think about a smarter question, is number one, Domonique, when he gestures, he starts with his middle finger just alone. I don't know if you guys just watching, if you Domonique stands out there, you just watch his box this whole time. He just throws his middle finger out there, strokes his chin, and then very slowly brings out the other ones. Yeah, it's like that. That's a problem.
Yeah, I just want you to know how I feel about you before I jump into my take.
I appreciate that. Second bit of cleanup that I want to do here. I believe I called this a cock pilot.
Yes,
it's a cockpit seat.
Yes.
International Men's Day. I don't need to apologize, but I will volunteer my awareness.
Oh, man. I was going to just move on and pretend like we didn't hear it and wait till good tweet, bad tweet at the end.
It hit me like 10 seconds
Did you say cock seat? It's cockpit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said cock seat?
Yeah. No, I said cock pilot.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought so. But anyway, what the question
Can we not get fired right now, please?
What the question should have been is, can Mac Jones win a shootout? Because that's what it's going to come down to at some point. They're going to continue and allow the other teams to beat themselves until they meet a team that's not going to beat themselves. And then they're going to have to take the game, which is why we don't always bet on defenses. We bet on quarterbacks more often than not. And to Mina's point earlier, yes, there were bumpers in the end zone, or there were bumpers in the gutters to help Mac Jones, because not only was he not getting pressured, he had the good fortune of going against a defense that was blowing coverages every now and then. And you know what Matt Ryan was doing? He was going against defenses that were not blowing coverages, and also with Judon's red sleeves wrapped around his legs most of the game.
Okay, I want to talk about this vis-a-vis Matt Judon, who is my NFL obsession this year. The red sleeves. Watching him, I feel like that is a brilliant piece of marketing, and I'm shocked that more players haven't done this, because your eye goes to him on every play, in part because he's so disruptive and talented and is the best free agent signing, and they're using him in incredible ways, but also because they're so bright. It looks like he is wearing an Elmo costume under his uniform, and it is so it's just incredible marketing for him as a Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
So the issue with that is there's a couple variables. One is the color scheme of the team has to allow you to do that. Because I'm thinking of other teams. Not everyone else has a pop color like that. That is also very bright. Color. You have to have a pop color that you can put under, because they never, and some teams have pop colors as their jerseys. And then no one else in the unit needs to do it. And then the third most important variable is you better be good, because you're drawing attention to yourself every play, and you better make a play.
The no one else in the unit thing is actually such a good point, because imagine one day in December if, Chase Winovich was up in red sleeves. If I was mad, I'd be like, "What are you doing, man? This is my thing. I'm
you bite in my pop color."
Exactly. They got blue back there. They got white. They got gray. They got all types of stuff.
No.
This is mine.
And he also started wearing the red sleeves, by the way, before it got really cold, which I feel like was him staking out a claim.
Yeah. Probably right. I mean, it's go ahead, Pablo.
No, just a couple of things. Alabaster tried to interject and then withdrew his interjection. He cowered in fear.
Good.
Just because we just collectively truck sticked him.
It wasn't going to be a good interjection, and I'm going to continue to steamroll, even though you're trying to set him up. Keep steamrolling. So one of the things, playing on turf, you get those, especially when you're playing something like linebacker, you get that rug burn on your arms a lot, and it really stinks. After a game, you go home, you go to sleep in your white sheets, and then you wake up and they're stuck to your arms. So smart move.
Who else could do the pop color sleeve? I feel like TJ Watt could do bright yellow, right? They're pretty bright. I mean, it's not as bright, but if he was wearing those the black unis with yellow sleeves, that would make him stand out as well.
What about? I mean, I guess I'm thinking about. I mean, obviously.
Wait. Could you do real? Wait.
Miles Garrett rolling you.
Action Green.
I want to steamroll Domonique here for a second.
We don't have any pass rushers.
What if you went really? Sad remark delivered from the depths of your soul. What if you went?
Honesty.
What if you went bright yellow sleeves but real baggy? And so when you waved your arms, it was almost like in peripheral vision. It was almost like flags were being thrown, and it was just very distracting.
This is my pet peeve. I hate it when players wear the yellow gloves like Adam Thielen does, because every time it looks like a flag being thrown. And honestly, forget the taunting. That is a real plague in the NFL. Competition committee, if you're listening, no more yellow gloves.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
I have one more question. When Mina was complaining about all those math classes that she struggled at, Mina, what did you get in those classes? What are we talking about?
Yeah, I know Mina does this.
I graduated 5.8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My wife does this also too, and the people like this who are like pretend like I'm the opposite. I pretend like I'm better at stuff than I actually am, and like really smart people who are like, man, this is so hard, and then they actually.
I'm not good at it. It's just it was hard for me.
So
like the math.
I'm not good at it.
I'm sure it was very hard.
It's like Tom Brady saying he's not good at football. It just so happens that I have 6 Super Bowl rings, but I'm not really that good at it. Like, stop it.
I failed that test, and what you got? You got a 94.
I got
94, please.
I got
a 94 is an Asian B, and you know it.
I do. I mean, look, I also was Phi Beta Kappa. We're just keeping the accounting in order here. But anyway, Alabaster.
Hey, hold on. I was All-American. What about
what do you got? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Did that come with like a Latin crest that means something? I don't know.
I actually have. Hold on. I forgot that
a medal. Do you have? Wait, you do not bring out. Do not bring out that medal.
Do you want to let Alabaster talk? He's sadly slinking.
There
away.
It is.
What is that? What is that?
Oh my
God!
Piece
of paper.
Pablo, where's your Phi Beta Kappa certificate?
I have never been more glad to never have framed my Phi Beta Kappa certificate.
I didn't frame it myself, but I'm starting to doubt your bona fides.
Hey guys,
is
my
this
wife
a good
is
segue
here.
to the Antonio Brown segment?
I was just talking about.
Oh, Ashley's here. What's Ashley
come
doing?
say hi. Come say hi.
Ashley.
Come say hi.
Ashley, happy International Men's Day.
Pablo said happy International Men's Day.
Hi, Ashley.
That's the thing.
I also saw National Day of Female Entrepreneurs.
Oh, it's National Day of Female Entrepreneurs, according to Ashley.
According to some people I follow on Instagram.
According to Instagram.
When will it end?
As well as
when will it end? We can't even
let's move
all
on.
day.
Come on, please.
Why did I get elected Phi Beta Kappa at Harvard University if not to celebrate International Men's Day?
This is how I know you didn't actually get it, because you're not elected. You qualify on your grade point average.
This
you know
is
what?
embarrassing.
There was a campaign rally. I had a parade afterwards.
Goodness.
You didn't get that?
This is ridiculous.
This is embarrassing. Please, next topic.
Next.
Next topic.
Okay, our next trending topic.
I didn't like that.
Dominique steamrolled my actual football question for him on the last topic.
Justin.
Okay, we're gonna embrace debatable here. Real hot take question. Will you believe in the Chiefs again if they beat the Cowboys this weekend?
I don't think this is a hot take question. Yes.
Yeah, I don't either.
Right? Like this
Right.
is a totally yes, 1,000% yes. I expect the Cowboys to win. I've thought a lot about this game. This is the best game of the weekend. And I one thing I've struggled with, and Dominique, you can help me out here. Let's start with this basic question. What is something that the Chiefs do better than the Cowboys?
Do better than the Cowboys. Something the Chiefs do better than the Cowboys. Nothing. I mean,
head coach, maybe. That's it. I mean, I think Mike McCarthy's been doing a decent job lately. Like I guess
I was thinking on the field. Do they have beaten special teams in some area? Or they got a really good punt unit or something?
Point. I think Harrison Butker is their kicker. Anyways, but back to the game at hand. So like, the Chiefs defense has been playing better. Let's start on that side of the ball as Pablo looks at his phone. The Chiefs defense has been playing better in part because Steve Spagnuolo this kind of actually goes to the Pats thing. He has made his defense less aggressive and adjusted to his personnel. It's less blitzing, more. They're basically a cover 2 defense right now, which I think is the right way to play Dallas. We can talk about that. However, they've also played Daniel Jones, Jordan Love, and Derek Carr with no weapons or whatever last week. I don't think that they can stop the Cowboys' run game, and I think the Cowboys, unlike Kansas City, are very to take what is available to them underneath and put together long boa constrictor-like drives and just march down the field. I just don't see how the Chiefs can stop them.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got the Oh, Pablo, are you ready? Whatever you're looking up.
No. I'm absolutely listening, but keep going.
No, I know. I didn't know if you're ready for the big unveil. It better be good because you are doing a lot of reading. All right, so I definitely think the Cowboys should win, and I do think that this is a test. I think there are lots of reasons why we could explain away what happened last week for the Chiefs. Like that big win, we can point to the amount of cover 3. We can point to the fact that the Raiders are reeling because they have so many other things going on in that locker room. And we can just say like it's a one-game sample. However, they play against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a very good team with a defense that's getting better and an offense that seems unstoppable with the exception of that one blip against the Broncos. So if they're able to win this game, I would think that they are back in part because we have a wealth of experience, goodwill they've built up with us. So like if any other team wins one game against a good opponent, I'm like, it's not a big deal. But also the Chiefs, they've been good for the past several years, even pre-Patrick Mahomes, they've been good. So I believe in this team if they can show us that they still have it in them. Did we buy you enough time yet, Pablo, or should we keep going? Should I just read out of the dictionary?
Yeah, I keep going.
Let me throw a breadcrumb at you guys while I continue to look for this. Here's like the thing about the Chiefs defense, though, right? When you look at the last several weeks, are we impressed by who they've played?
Oh my
that would
God.
be some sort
hold
of
on,
sense.
Hold on. Steve Martin is a prop comic. Did you know that? Jeez, Pablo.
What?
Mina said that. You said you were listening.
What'd I do?
Mina said that. That's what Mina led with.
No, I've definitely.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm so look. Like I said, I don't think that the Chiefs defense can stop Dallas. I am very curious to see the approach that the Cowboys defense takes against. Maybe more interested in this game because the Cowboys defense. I think their improvement year to year is legitimate. I think they have gotten like incredible contributions from role players. We talk a lot about Trevon Diggs, but Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown have been playing super well. Every game, it seems like a different pass rush steps up. Some weeks, it's Micah Parsons, Randy Gregory, Dorrance Armstrong, whatever. However, I also think there is a little bit of a level of competition factor in here. And I expect them, like one of the things that's impressed me the most about Dan Quinn, Domonique, is his willingness to like adjust his game plan week to week, which is not something I saw coming. Like the Raiders, big part of the reason they played so much cover 3 is they literally have no choice. Like you can't ask Jonathan Abram to drop back into coverage. The Cowboys do have some discretion because of their personnel. And I am really curious to see if that defense, which has primarily been a man defense with some different coverages mixed in, does the thing that everyone does to the Chiefs, does the too high thing, and to me, like that on that side of the ball, something I've been sort of towards, but now feel confident about. It's not really a hot take, but I feel like if Kelce beats press, the Chiefs are fine. If he gets open underneath against those coverages, Mahomes will find him. The games where they have struggled have been games where Travis Kelce has gotten bullied or pushed around, and maybe he's been hurt. I don't know. So to me, that's like what this hinges on for the Cowboys defense. And I'm actually not sure what their approach is going to be to Kelce. Like, who do you like? What, if you were Dan Quinn, what would you do?
Yeah, I mean, your Kelce point is an interesting one. I think what I would do is I wouldn't press Travis Kelce necessarily. I think the most important thing, considering how good your offense is and how bad their defense is I would try to make the Chiefs take little bites down the field and hope that they make a mistake. Like, I wouldn't necessarily think I'm going to eliminate Travis Kelce. If you're going to go 5 yards to Travis Kelce the whole game, sooner or later, one of our pass rushers is going to get a sack fumble, or Trevon Diggs is going to draw the ball to him like a magnet as he does, and you guys can't stop Dak.
Well, also, more likely than either of those things is Patrick Mahomes is just going to get tired of those little bites, and he's going to try to take a big bite, and, that's going to happen. Like, even in the last game against the Raiders, even when Mahomes would check it down for like 6 yards and they would get yards after the catch and get a first down, whenever the camera showed him, he looked so disgusted. Like, he hates doing what defenses are giving to him. You can tell. You can tell he hates it so much, and it's really, it's not funny, but it's very obvious.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be hard because I know that we're making a bunch out of how teams are playing them this year, but you can go back and find them eviscerating too high coverages in the past, like cover 2, cover 4, eating it up like they had game plan for it. So just saying that playing cover 4, cover 6, cover 2 is giving them a problem, it's not completely true. It's also on them in their execution, because some of the Tyreek Hill like crossfield go, like it's perfectly built to take that stuff down. If you clear out the back end, you drop Kelsey underneath, and you run Tyreek Hill across the field, like cover 4 can't stop that. That's 25 yards before anyone touches him.
He's just not hitting those. You're absolutely right. Like he used to hit them in the past, and he's not hitting them now. Again, the Cowboys, to me, the defense, the weakness is actually against the run. I think, again, very improved unit. But the one thing that jumped out to me from the Denver game as a legitimate takeaway, I threw out the Dallas offense against that game. That was just weird. Is that you can run on these guys if you go heavy, which is what Denver did. They could not stop Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. And let me tell you this, Kansas City ain't going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, the last time they did anything like that was against the Bills last season, and that was like the beginning of the season in a rainstorm. And I don't see them doing this this week. Come on, Pablo, you have to say something. Otherwise,
No, I've been listening the whole time. So wait, the thing that we need to talk about, though, is this too high safeties thing. I feel like people don't actually address that, right? Like, is that something that we're going to actually see come to sort of actually solve Patrick Mahomes? I mean, why?
Oh, my goodness. All right, Alabaster.
That was my question, Pablo. Is that the bit? That was 12 minutes of you looking at your phone.
No,
what was the bit here?
I was looking. So
I'm not gonna let you do this to my man on international
men's.
No. There's a bit. No. There's a bit. It's not really a bit. It's what I was actually doing, which is there's a photo of me from the Harvard Gazette in 2007.
Oh my God!
When I was elected to Phi Beta Kappa, and I couldn't find it because the internet it isn't
because it never happened. Because it never
happened. But the Harvard Gazette's website archive got turned over.
You're not elected.
Despicable.
You literally.
But I did find the emails that validate that I joined it. Like, it's an introductory lecture series.
This is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened on this show, and that is saying a lot.
So wait, did you guys touch on the too high safeties?
What's next, Alabaster? Help us.
You know the
that was 12 minutes. That flew by, guys. You guys are great at this. Was that really 12 minutes?
I've heard too high so much over the entire NFL season that I my brain now kind of mutes the phrase. I can't. I'm just so tired of hearing it. Like, shut up about too high. Enough about too high. But it's the meta.
It's a gross oversimplification because like the best throw in Patrick Mahomes' career was that was it a corner post when they were down in the Super Bowl? Like it was against too high. They knew they had to throw. Like it's kind of a bit.
But you're talking about the Tyreek Hill play, the big play in the Super Bowl. That was against too high.
I believe so.
Wasp.
I believe so. I could look it up and check, but I'm pretty sure that I don't know. I could be wrong, but the point is, cover 2 was the second coverage ever invented. I'm pretty sure that they know how to beat it.
I tried to make this point on live last week, and then people misinterpreted it. But the thing about, like, Mahomes has also struggled against cover 3 this year. And even in this Raiders game, when they were playing cover 3, they weren't hitting on the deep plays they used to use to beat cover 3, like where they'd go 3-by-1 and then have Hill run that deep crosser, the Y cross. Okay, we'll go right.
Hold on. So Pablo, we actually landed the plane on that awful bit by pointing out how awful the bit was, and you're still doing this?
He's still trying to find it,
We managed to get a chuckle out of the fact that you spent 12 minutes trying to prove to us something that no one thinks is cool, and then you spend 5 more minutes still doing it? Can we go to the next topic?
Wait.
Let's talk about Ben Simmons. Maybe that'll wake him up.
Did you guys talk about Travis Kelce yet?
Nobody thinks this is cool. Like, no one's going to be like, oh, really? He proved it. Now, I love Pablo. This is making you unlikable.
Ooh. DeAndre Hopkins was just downgraded to out. That's actually relevant to one of the things we're going to talk about today. I got a fantasy notification.
Nice.
You want to see a photo I took at graduation of Bill Russell and Bill Gates?
Next.
Look, I saw Bill Russell and Bill Gates on the same day.
You know what? I don't know if you want to be posting that Bill Gates photo and bragging about it lately, by the way. That's not aged particularly well. All right, next topic.
Your homie.
That is
okay.
Violation of International Men's Day.
Were you on the plane, Pablo?
Oh my gosh. Well, read it. Something. What should the NFL do? Antonio Brown actually used the fake vaccine card.
Thank you, Mr. Foxworth.
Fake vaccine card.
They were all coxy.
Oh my God. Hey guys, I got my booster today. I do not have a fake vaccine.
Lucky. Love that for you.
Boosted.
Okay. Who wants to be the responsible journalist and actually explain the allegations here?
Okay.
Pablo?
All right, let's reset. Let's clear the air. Okay. All right. So, Alabaster, ask the question again.
Okay. What should the NFL do if Antonio Brown actually used a fake vaccine card?
So I love this story. Antonio Brown is like the only person on the planet where you're like, hey, can I give you better advice on how to do your crimes, allegedly? Because it all seems very solvable, allegedly. But what has happened here is that the Tampa Bay Times has reported that there was a live-in chef named Steven Ruiz. Shout out to NFL writer Steven Ruiz. Must be a real interesting day in your mentions.
Go Terps.
But Steven Ruiz, ex-live-in chef, had a financial dispute with Antonio Brown over like $10,000 or whatever. But the point is that they have been provided Tampa Bay Times via Steven Ruiz a text message exchange between Ruiz and Antonio Brown's girlfriend. And there is an offer, there's a request. Hey, could you get vaccine cards? Implication being fake vaccine cards. The price would be $500. Apparently, in the accounting of this, he did not provide the cards to Antonio Brown. They got them elsewhere, but they were clearly looking for them, allegedly. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers say they reviewed all of the irregularities that have been alleged, found none of them. Antonio Brown's agent says he went through a drive-through to get the vaccine, so they strongly deny all of the allegations that were made. We also have reporters like out of South Florida who say, actually, we've been hearing about like rumors of this for a long time. And so kind of seems like there is lots of smoke here. And I can't say there's fire for legal reasons, but I think you can sort of draw your conclusions.
Well,
I'll go first. Oh, Domonique, you go. International Men's Day, my bad.
No, I was just going to say that part of the smoke is that it's Antonio Brown. Like he is a walking smoke. It feels like if there's an allegation made about Antonio Brown, we are prone to believe it, given his track record of erratic behavior, criminal behavior, violent behavior, poor decisions. Like that's part of the problem with this, because I think obviously we should give people the benefit of the doubt. And if the organization and the man himself say that he got a vaccine, and someone who has somewhat of an agenda in his chef, who is obviously upset with him, says that he did not get vaccinated. The second chef who's been upset with him.
Right,
again.
Many chefs
more smoke.
Allegedly unpaid.
Like, more smoke from the kitchen, and it's not because the chefs are cooking, it's because AD is there. And so, like, I could understand constructing some argument about saying, no, the chef's just mad. He's making this up. Yeah, she texted him, but you never got it. He ended up getting the shot. If it weren't for the fact that it was Antonio Brown.
Okay, I have two questions about this. First of all, the Bucs statement is hilarious. We looked into this. We checked all the cards. It really, you guys have seen that video of the security guard who's like letting people go through. I feel like that's every team checking the vaccination status of their NFL players. But two questions are these. Like, aren't both of these things easy to substantiate? Like, so the text, you can see it's real. They should be, you see it. And then the vaccine card, it says where you got the shot, right? I don't have mine in front of me. Yeah. Just fucking...
You just gotta make a call and look it up. Just do it. I mean, gotta be done. I got mine today.
Doesn't seem that hard.
I got mine
today.
Well,
okay, but hold on. We have stumbled though upon, to use the word of the week, an existential dilemma here for our vaccine.
Is it a post-Mahomesian neo-existential dilemma?
I mean, these might be postmodern vaccination records, right? Like, do any of us actually know, like, is there a database? Is there a central database?
Yeah,
I assume there's a state database.
Yes. When I mean, it's not even about the. I know
that in theory. Yeah. No, Domonique, I know that in theory there is, but have any of us actually experienced someone being like, let me run this and check? Because I go to restaurants all the time and they check the card, but we live in a world of waving hands over poor security protocols, is my point. Like, what the NFL is doing here is not dissimilar from what every restaurant is trying to do, which is like, come on in, plausible deniability, and let's roll the dice. And from that perspective, that's why I don't think we're going to get the hard-hitting investigation that I think this story does deserve.
All right.
The other thing about Antonio Brown is like
actual important one. You can be sent a new vaccine card with your original vaccine records, so it can't be verified.
Oh.
I know it can or can't.
I think we.
Oh no, no. I'm sure Ron DeSantis is going to send this over real quick, guys. Don't worry, he's on this.
But I mean, the vaccine card itself seems like it's probably easy to forge. So if the
what is that? Would we stop accommodating Mina on? It's International Men's Day. I'm losing real estate on International Men's Day. Because why? Because her camera angle's a little. Come on, what is this?
And I think that if anything,
I'm encroaching on Pablo's territory.
All right, this is a bit.
Make it up, but push it up. Push it up.
I mean,
I know bits.
Keep
going.
Keep going.
This is a bit.
You do not know bits, clearly, because you wasted our whole second topic.
There it is. Now, how does it feel, Domonique?
It feels
fine.
How
does it feel on International Men's Day? Yep.
She's better looking than both of us.
Congratulations, Army of Sims. You got what you wanted. You got what you wanted.
All right. The one thing I will say about the NFL and like I have some questions about the investigation.
I hate that we revealed that they can do this. But please.
The motivation for the investigation. They're in a weird spot because they didn't punish Aaron Rodgers at all for what he did. It was like, I don't know, $10,000 fine. But however, there is an actual comp for this, which is the NHL suspended Evander Kane for 21 games for doing the same thing. So if they actually looked into this and if it's actually true, if the NFL were to not suspend him, I think it would be a pretty stark contrast to a different league that handled it very differently.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the NFL is relying on cards only, because you would think that this very powerful league would actually have access to the database. And like, we don't need your card because, as I mentioned, like I got my booster today, and it's just, if you can get your hands on a card, which I'm sure someone can print one up, and you got a pen, like it doesn't look that difficult to forge. But you can't forge whatever database we're keeping that keeps track of whoever has microchips in their shoulders or not.
Domonique,
I got 3 microchips. Y'all ain't never gonna lose me.
I need that 6G.
Oh yeah, I got that. Moderna gang. Wait, but the idea, right? That there is a fake vaccine card industry. As someone who, I solved my fake ID issue in college by getting another Asian person's real ID who was older than me.
Same. Shout out to white people think we all look the same.
Edgar Lynn, I'll never forget you. Resident of New Jersey, Rutgers University graduate.
I had a New Jersey one too.
Oh man, no one ever asked. No one ever.
I got my
looks nothing like her.
I got my fake ID by being player of the game against Clemson as a freshman.
Yeah.
Walked right in all the bars. What up?
It's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, carried a large viral load back then too.
I did get my very first. Oh God, should I admit this? No, actually, you know what? Let's move on.
Okay,
next topic.
You can't. Why no?
Next topic.
International Men's Day demand.
Nope.
Reveal what you were about to say. Why are we?
I actually feel like what I might admit might actually be a crime.
That's why I said next topic.
All right, guys.
Look up the statute of limitations.
We're gonna move on.
I also am a September, so I could not. It was not until my senior year that I turned 21. So your girl had to just put in the work.
Everything I said about Edgar Lynn is fake. That's a lie. Yeah, that didn't happen.
It's Mina. What type of crime are we talking? Is it murder? What did you do?
Rented a car.
Never mind. Next topic.
You guys good? Can I ask the question now?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
You sure? Nothing more?
No. I think well, you steamrolled him a couple of times. Can you blame him?
Yes,
yeah.
I can.
I did hold out for a whole segment, I guess. That is fair.
All right. Is it a good or bad thing that Bryce Harper and Shohei Ohtani both won MVPs on teams that did not make the playoffs?
Domonique,
I think it's a great thing.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Domonique, how excited are you for this topic?
3.
You like these guys?
I love them. I love them.
Fans of both of them.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce is fun
Sure.
because he's got personality, and Shohei is fun because he's awesome at 2 things at the same time. So I like them. I mean, I don't care about baseball MVPs and the implications for how good your team is. Like, I got to be honest with you guys. It doesn't move me one way or the other.
It does move me, though. It really does. And Mina, I wonder if you feel this way about it, too, because the Ohtani thing, the fact that Ohtani...
120. Sorry.
Oh, God. Oh, I have so many.
Please keep going. Sorry.
I have to go call the Harvard Gazette. I have to fax a letter in case they don't actually have their updated phone.
Don't put any of this
anyway.
Phi Beta Kappa stuff online, Alabaster, because it's just honestly reflects so poorly on everyone on the show. Please
I mean, you started it, for the record. International Men's Day, you started.
So
the thing about Ohtani and why I believe that is a good thing,
I started it.
It sort of proved, right? Like, oh, you could be maybe the greatest player of all time, according to single season accomplishments, and your team might still blow, right? Like baseball, the MVP conversation, like what does it mean to actually be valuable? You could literally be the guy with the greatest season ever and not make the playoffs, and everybody should be comfortable with that reality.
Yes,
because that's how baseball actually works.
Right, it's an individual sport.
It's the most turn-based individual sport on the planet.
I think this is great. I wish football, honestly, gave MVPs to guys on bad teams who did more for their teams, and it wasn't just like, you're the best player on a good team every year. I also think it's great because baseball, as we know, is more of a local sport than a national sport, and has been striving for a while to make the sport feel more national, create stars. There are 2 stars who are charismatic and fun with name recognition on a national level. I think it is good for the sport for these 2 guys in particular to win the award and get more acknowledgement for making the game more of a national game.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Dominique just did it again. You did it again. Did you do that on purpose? Was that a bit?
No bit.
What?
Yeah, you're just doing it. The middle finger scratch. He's just constantly doing it. No, he did it. He did it.
I think that obviously you guys have pointed out how it's an individual sport. So it's harder to argue with the old school arguments that we have. Like, you look at the numbers. Like, there's no way to break down any other sport that is, I mean, somewhat a team sport in that way. And so football will never happen that way because you can't divorce one player's impact from the contributions of other players on the team. So in baseball, you can do that. So I think it's easier for it to happen. And in this sport, it feels like it's okay, but it also like begs the question, why now? Is the baseball MVP always this late? Is that a thing? Like, what's going on?
Oh, why now as in why November 18th?
Yeah. Like, what are we doing here? They just try to get in the news cycle. Like, shouldn't you like, I don't know, announce it closer? Like the NFL does it the week between the Super Bowl and that off week. And I feel like the NBA does it in the playoffs. Now we just wait.
Too late. The NBA does it too late, I would say.
Yeah,
as well,
but at least there's still.
The NBA doesn't do it late enough. The NBA doesn't do it late enough. They conduct the voting before any of the postseason starts, so it all looks stupid. It looks irrelevant because you award the thing, and then it's like, oh, guess what? The guy who got eliminated from the playoffs is also your MVP. Congratulations.
Can I
whimper of a trumpet of celebration.
So Alabaster just put up an interesting fact, which is Ohtani being the 19th unanimous MVP. Like, unanimous MVP sounds cool until you realize it happens a lot in baseball, but it happens a lot in baseball because it's a lot easier to pick in baseball. Like, compared to the other sports, I would say baseball, it's the easiest to assign individual awards because of the nature of the sport, because of the statistical aspects of the sport. It's just easier to say, oh, this guy, he is the most valuable.
You know what would be interesting is, like, I feel like Ohtani is by far the most valuable because of his contributions on both sides, because he's so good at both things. it'll be interesting because I think if he's mediocre at both things, he's still probably more valuable to a team than just about any other player. Like that, to me, would be an interesting outcome and an interesting conversation because just his ability, like we're talking actual value to a team, being a mediocre starter and a mediocre slugger like that, to me, is more valuable than one person who's really good at one or the other.
Financially speaking, absolutely. Also, just as a final note, I guess, on this, Bryce Harper, like, congrats on winning MVP, but my lord, was that an uninspiring, like, campaign, relatively speaking. Just the idea, like, the NL MVP is, like, no one, like, even baseball, they were just like,
yeah.
I guess you get
like
this.
Like, if Vlad was in the NL, he would
it would have, yes, that would have been at least relatively more entertaining.
All right, let's move on.
What?
Those numbers. That's what he was calling.
Oh, get out of here, Alabaster. Yeah, the second half. Congratulations. We have to do this by halves.
You're right. Totally unimportant that he was on base 1 out of every 2 times he got up to bat in the second half of the season. You're right. Okay. Yeah,
how was the first half though? Was that good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Was that a good half?
Also, he was on a team that was, to the original question, actually relevant down the stretch, which is probably a big part of the reason why he won.
It also kind of sucks that it's so easy to pick an MVP because we can't argue about it, but whatever.
No.
Right, I know.
That's what we need. That's why we need
honestly, like
Ohtani to be like mediocre at both things. Then we can have a real fight.
NFL MVP is wild this year. Yeah. Like, who the hell knows is at this point in the season, but we don't have to get into that.
Domonique, for the record, he sort of was in the second half of the season. All right, moving on. Time to play a game.
King second half? What are
you? Yeah, what is up? You know what, Domonique? I think I know what this is about, actually.
What is it about?
What?
On today of all days, International Men's Day, we haven't celebrated Alabaster.
Alabaster is a producer. He doesn't have a gender. He's a producer. He's a hand. Hands aren't gendered. Read the question, Alabaster.
All right, the game is if then. We give you a statement, you guys fill it out. And that statement is, if Steph goes off again tonight, then blank.
If Steph goes off again tonight. I mean, there's an earnest sports answer here. Can I give you an earnest sports answer?
Sure.
Yeah, do the earnest sports answer, then we'll get into the...
Then we should start rearranging our schedules. I know it's hard to watch the Warriors. You know, it's a West Coast team, blah, blah, blah.
Ooh.
Move them up. I'm tired of people waiting to discover how good Steph is because they're asleep. Put him where all of America can get him, because you're going to be sad when you realize you were alive during the time of this dude and you didn't watch him. So I just want to have him in prime time, exclusive windows. That's what he's doing. It's deserved. Yes, he's outscored. I mean, the Cavs are terrible. I mean, they're missing Evan Mobley. They're like missing actual good players. But what Steph does against a bad team is as entertaining as anybody else against a good team.
You could just stay up, take a midday nap or something.
I fell asleep on my couch with my contacts in, and I lost power in my AirPods.
So Kirk Goldsberry made a chart of all the times that NBA players have scored more than 9 3-pointers. What the hell is this? Look at freaking Steph Curry. One of those games, by the way, was earlier this week.
Yeah.
He just did it twice in a week.
Yeah.
Pablo and I were there. It was my triumphant heroes arrival at Barclays Center, my personal mecca as a Nets super fan, and Steph Curry ruined my goddamn night.
I gotta say that was ingenious. I didn't notice it at the time, but when you jumped on the Nets bandwagon, they were so smart because they don't have any real fans. So they have an awesome team with a lot of talent, but they're just salivating for someone in the national spotlight to jump on board, and you jumped on board. You are right at Spike Lee territory on a title contender. That is
wasn't courtside.
That's Matthew Judon level marketing right there. Good work, Mina.
No, Mina applied to a really like easy school to get into and decided to just,
and unlike you,
on campus.
I'm Phi Beta Kappa there. Listen, the Steph thing is ridiculous. The team is ridiculous. The fact that they're doing all of this without Klay Thompson is ridiculous. And I will refer you to the game we actually went to, which was against the Nets, which was just that was a few days ago. But watching them, I was struck by how much they reminded me of the dominant Warriors, the third quarter. So the game was closed until the third quarter. When they start going off in the third quarter, I felt like it was 2015, which is freaking remarkable given the fact that their arguably second best player has not played yet. It's obscene. The Warriors they should be the favorite. They're doing right now. Like, I know this is about Steph and how special he is, and we're somewhat inured to that, which is kind of weird and unfortunate in some ways. But they are, to me, like by a pretty long shot, the favorites in the NBA at the moment.
Yeah, that's the Steph part isn't surprising. If he goes off again this week, then nothing. Like, I expect him to go off at this point, but it is shocking to me that they are the biggest surprise in the NBA, in the league, where suddenly the Wizards are good and the Bulls are good, but the most surprising team is Golden State. Like, no one thought Golden State was a title contender coming into this season. People were like, yeah, they'll make the playoffs. They might make it.
It was
to
a
the
hot
finals.
take if you said that the Warriors are going to win the title this season.
Now it feels like they are the favorites, because you talk about how good they are, how impactful some of the young players have been with them, Jordan Poole, and how they still haven't even added. When other people are going to be trying to trade for someone towards the midpoint of the season, they are going to have an acquisition because they already got them sitting in the wings in Klay Thompson, an all-NBA level addition, assuming he comes back in reasonably close to his former condition.
Yeah. No, it's unfair. It's unfair. Look, the thing about the Warriors, they were supposed to rely on their draft picks, right? They had 2 drafts where they drafted in the lottery, and James Wiseman, who they took second overall a year ago, hasn't really factored into any of this. Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Moda Moody, that guy, he also, both of those guys, totally irrelevant to what they're doing right now. They're doing it, Mina, with these guys that were supposed to be over by now. It wasn't supposed to be enough to have Steph and Draymond and other stuff. And Andre Iguodala
locked down the Nets on defense.
It was embarrassing for you.
It was not great. It was not great.
Next.
All right. One more NBA topic before we get to some tweets. And that one is, if Paul Pierce didn't poop his pants in the NBA Finals, then blank.
If Paul Pierce didn't... great.
It's upside down, Charlie.
Yeah. Who's Charlie? That's Alabaster.
Oh, we have
Alabaster,
a
sorry.
clip. Yeah, I don't know.
If you poop your pants, does it make sense to sit down and mush it in a wheelchair? No. I would walk back there and go straight to the bathroom. Why would I need a wheelchair if I poop my pants? Like, you don't sit down on your poop.
I have so many thoughts. One, is Paul Pierce broadcasting from in front of a literal cancel culture casket? What was going on behind him?
I don't know. I didn't even look at it.
What's that? What's going on?
It's like
climb into that right after.
I think it's the edge of a counter of a table. Okay. Here's what confuses me here. Didn't he already admit to pooping his pants? Am I incorrect? He basically... Yes. Okay. So in 2019, he says, I have a confession to make. I just had to go to the bathroom. Something went down. So you can't make the confession and then walk it back. Is this like a double jeopardy kind of thing?
But the walk back is premised, Domonique, on a series of syllogisms that I don't think hold up to logical scrutiny.
Syllogisms?
If you poop your pants, if then... Like, no. Like, if you poop your pants, then you're probably down to do all sorts of stuff as pants poop mushing goes because it's already mushed.
Yeah, well,
it's already
you got on compression shorts. Yeah, but first of all,
it's already all over everything.
First of all, Michelle Beadle, what's up? I ain't seen her in a while. Hi.
Shout
out to Beadle.
Shout out to the pod. Shout out to the pod.
But is that a podcast you got? Download it. Do something about it.
Sure.
But.
Get content like this.
Yeah. I think that actually, from a strategic standpoint, if I did poop my pants, yes, I want a wheelchair because I don't know what's happening back there. I don't know what people can see.
Yeah.
I don't know what gravity is going to do. I don't know what these compression shorts are going to do. Once I get back in the locker room, I can address whatever smushage there is on the seat or on my shorts. But I can't get up and then walk out because who knows what's going to fall out, or who knows what stains are going to be there.
Well, also importantly, he was wearing white shorts. They were wearing white jerseys. So again, all the more reason to sit down and try to obscure, as Domonique said, whatever is happening.
Want to know whose idea it was, because that was ingenious. Because he's sitting there, poop with his pants, and someone's like, you know what we can do? Put him in a chair. Let's do it. Yeah. Like, genius. He should lean in to his quick thinking in that moment when he's like, I mean, because you can't put a towel around it, because then that's obvious. You can't walk straight out. Like, is there any other move you can do to save face right there?
Oh, no, it's brilliant. No, it is brilliant. It's brilliant because it immediately makes you worried for Paul Pierce. Yeah. And you're like afraid. You're afraid to ask, wait a minute, are we sure he didn't just like shotgun blast a wall? Is that with, downstairs? Like, is that?
I want to say, why are we asking that question? Like, Streisand effect is in full force with this. Paul Pierce, stop talking about it, man. Like, your excuses are making us revisit this. Nobody was talking about this. I mean, maybe he was asked about it by Michelle, but like, no one has been talking about this since 2019 when he had that admission. You don't need to bring it back into the conversation, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, as a football player, if there's like, you just go water bottle for number one, but number two, you got to go wheelchair. I think he set a precedent. He's an innovator. He should be proud of himself. And I see wheelchairs from here on out.
Lamar tried to walk it out, right? Remember this? This is the most recent example. It was the stilted walk. But again, that one, it was less like he did it and more like maybe he's like on the precipice was kind of the vibe.
And Lamar still is holding on to that he didn't, right? At least Lamar's not a flip-flopper.
Can't flip-flop.
Where there's smoke, there is poop. I agree.
Oh, man. So we don't get to talk about the Seahawks? I was looking forward to that.
Oh, shucks.
Bonus topic. The first one comes from Pablo's Jeans, who commented, Pablo pooped in me.
Just false.
Pablo's Jeans. I hope you heard the phrase coxie earlier, because I feel like you can use that as
it was cock pilot.
Pilot.
And B.
What are jeans if not that? Okay.
International Men's Day. Alabaster.
All right, we got one more. And this one comes from our friend Long Live the Queen, who said, Pablo paid his personal chef $500 for a Phi Beta Kappa membership. Hashtag lowercase phi, all uppercase beta, lowercase kappa.
Well done. Well done. I like, and then the joke inside the hashtag. Oh, fantastic. Tweet. Way to go.
Object to the username on International Men's Day, but
yeah, I mean, we don't even have to riff off of this tweet to make it funny.
Like, no, it's just a great tweet.
Yeah, just leave it there. You're welcome. I mean, thank you. You're welcome.
Let's the idea of being Pablo Torre Phi Beta Kappa truthers, I think, is something that needs to spread on the internet.
This is why I had to look for the photo, and this is why the search continues.
Yeah.
This is why the search continues. Did I just text my mom? Hey, did you find the photo yet? Maybe.
This is so sad. So like, there are guys who like I played football with in college, and like their careers ended in college, and they didn't play in the NFL, and then they like post pictures of themselves playing football in college 15 years afterwards, and it just feels like a little sad.
It's kind of, he's still looking. Look at his eyes.
And this feels like that. Like, okay, we accept that it happened. Okay, congratulations, it happened. But like, do something else to be proud of, maybe?
Can we, honestly...
This is not about that anymore. It's not about that anymore.
What's it about? It's about making a bad show? Then what is it about?
No.
I, for one, enjoyed the 10 minutes of uninterrupted Cowboys-Chiefs talk that we had earlier.
So did I. I was listening, and it was great.
You weren't listening either, is the point.
No, I was. You were not. I was. You guys talked about Travis Kelce and,
Too high.
Yes.
Too high, Pablo.
Yes.
Oh, man. Apparently that's what you were, which is why you slept on the couch last night.
Oh, my gosh. Guys.
That's a good one. That was a good one.
Guys,
That's a good
guys,
show closer right there.
Right at the buzzer.
That's a good show
Guys.
closer right there.
I found the photo. I have the photo. I have the photo.
Too late. Too late. Cut camera.
No.
Play the music.
No one wants to
Give
see
us
it.
the
Nobody
screen.
wants to see it.
My mom.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You lose again, Pablo.
International Men's Day. This is how you do me.